Paterson University Television.
Hey, what's up, you guys? So I've had some interviews lately that have led to nothing, and I just don't think working's for me. Try to get a job here. It's not any easier when you get out of school anyway. We just use our phones and all these different backdrops, all these different people just drone and talk BS, and that's really supposed to impress employers so much anyway. And, that's why I became a comm major. Just 10,000 people that were told, sort your goddamn life out, and just said, nah, we got this. Part of it is that there's just not enough jobs to go around. Is it just me, or do Ernie and Patrick and Bert and Squidward sound exactly the same? Compare, hey Bert to, hey SpongeBob, and Ernie to SpongeBob. I think there's one dude doing all the voices. My first job lasted for 8 hours. I shouted a dude at a pizza place. Didn't get the job because I didn't drive, and that wound up biting me in the ass. As I'm getting interviewed by this big, fat Italian guy, Uncle Vinny, he asked me why I don't drive, and do I tell him the truth? That I know I'll be a millionaire by the time I'm 16 and that I'll never have to worry about it? Or do I lie about myself to try to make myself sound better? Exactly. So in an effort to lie about myself to try to make myself sound better, I say, oh, I'm just lazy. And that's when Uncle Vinny turns to me and says, hey, me too! Yep. I wasn't good enough for that guy. I applied for a job at CVS. That's my dream job right now because it's literally around the corner, so it's almost like dorming. On the application, they say, do you consider yourself to have a disability? Well, I know they want you to say no, but I get my meds there. Like, do you think that's their background check? Like, no Facebook? Like, just your prescription history? Like, Kotchkowski? How do you spell that? Right. The first time I tried to sell on Fiverr was voiceovers, but I screwed over my rating when I was too depressed to take orders. I feel like depression is like a period, like, oh, you didn't kill yourself this month? Have a month where you can't bear to get out of bed. I feel like with no context, a lot of depression symptoms sound like beautiful names for women. Like if you heard, okay, class, meet dysthymia, you'd be like, whoa, her parents are loaded. I didn't think I could ever get with a Sophia, but then Aunt Hedonia walked into my life. So my grandma has Alzheimer's. Sometimes she starts talking in Italian, or at least an attempt. We asked my cousin to translate once because she took Italian in high school. Nothing. I took Spanish on the other hand because I couldn't have given less of a shit. The kids in Italian didn't give a shit either. They didn't care about the language or the culture so much as being awful stereotypes. Doesn't matter if you can't speak a word of the language as long as the familia has an excuse to talk with their hands. Late to every class with a fresh cut, a gold chain, and an ice pick. The rest of us just said, whatever, I don't give a shit, put me in Spanish. So that's what I did for 2 years. Showed up, got my C, probably couldn't handle a conversation with a drunk 2-year-old. I actually speak cat too. I meow. It's a tick, but a tick that I gave myself because I'm an idiot. If I get shocked, if I just need to remind myself that I exist, if I don't realize that I'm doing it and I need to annoy everyone around me, I'm not a cat person, I'm a panda, but what sound do they make? Does anybody know? Doesn't always stop in public. I do it a lot in the bathroom, but I've never been called out on it. I do it when I'm walking. I'm surprised when I have animals following me home. On an interview, did you just meow? One time I saw what I think was a frat initiation ritual and it scared the shit out of me. So I'm walking back from dinner to my dorm and I see this flame in the distance and I think, whatever. Get a little bit closer and realize it's not perspective. This flame is about a foot tall, but okay, still. Dabbing in public is weird, but whatever. So finally I'm close enough to see that there's a dude outside the building holding a torch, like a lawn torch, like a tiki torch, and he's just hanging out like this is no big deal. There's people to both sides of him, and this dude is shouting, basically barking at the building, just going, oh! So I don't know what's going on, but I'm not dumb enough to pass in front of this guy. So I go around the building like, meow. So I go around, and there's this dude coming down the hill, also barking, going, oh! And these two dudes are just going at it like, oh! 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 And like, I think the one dude was supposed to find the other. It was almost like echolocation, and I had to bring it up to my roommate to think it was anything slightly normal. And if you're thinking, why didn't you just think it might have been that? A, I had a brownie about an hour before, it was just starting to kick in. And B, dude, you're holding a torch. I thought I was about to see a full-blown riot. So I'm sick of journalists trying to make things sound nicer than they are. There was a guy that got caught selling drugs. In the article, they say the man told police he had 2 bricks of heroin inside his anus. No, he didn't. As if he said, "Excuse me, sir, terribly sorry to be a bother. I appear to have a large quantity of heroin in my anus. It has penetrated my rectal cavity quite deeply. Could you please assist me in dislodging it?" By the time you admit that, the heroin is either hurting so bad you're saying, "Oh, please, God, help me, why?" Or he was like, "Yo, dude, I got some heroin in my butt, no big deal." But then I thought, maybe that is how he said it. Maybe that's how he got the job. The offer went around, everyone said not it, and this dude was like, "Oh, that sounds like a jolly good time, old chap." This guy had 2 bricks of heroin up his ass, but a needle in plain view in his car. He couldn't put it under the seat, couldn't put it in the glove box, because he's too concerned for the customer, I guess. Surprised he didn't buckle it up. Imagine this dude in jail. "Hello, I'd like to escape today." "Oh, all right then. Wait, what? Sorry, 3-second rule." When this dude gets to jail, he's going to be pretty popular with guys that hear what his ass can do and guys that hear what his ass can do. Dudes that want to party and guys sitting there thinking like 2 bricks of heroin, that's like 18 Rolexes. But then I realized this dude has an indestructible pocket in him. And that's when I realized where to put all the Note 7s. So I feel like we're going to talk about Donald Trump the same way we do about Justin Bieber. Like, oh, what's he done this year? Just drive drunk and assault a police officer? That's barely anything for him. So I feel like I've gotten really close to you guys. So I'm going to tell you a story about the first time I did Adderall, and I thought I was going to die. So I sit in the shower for like 2 hours, just going to town on myself, just masturbating with laser focus. And I got so dehydrated, and I came out of the shower, and my vision was so blurry, and I couldn't see at all. And I just thought, okay, this is it. I'm dying. I was falling over. I was grabbing onto the bed. I was drinking water out of my Brita bottle like a goddamn camel. And then, as soon as I realized I was going to survive, cause of death masturbating became the funniest thing I'd ever heard. All right, thank you guys so much.